So how do you handle a client from hell? Because sometimes one slips through, or in your need to make money, you decide that your tolerance level is really high. Then you have that sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach and ask yourself, what have I done? This question keeps circling through your brain. So, what do you do? Number one, stop before you start. So, I know this is redundant, but let me say it again. If the person is difficult, don't work with them to start with. Vet the potential clients before you start. Ask for referrals. Like, they're going to ask you for referrals. Ask them for referrals. You're not being hired as an employee. You're being hired not to work for somebody, but to work with somebody. And that is a distinction that needs to be clear. You are working with someone, not for someone. So ask for referrals. Check out social media, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, especially if it's a business. You'd be surprised what you find on there. Search for them online. Do your due diligence as well. So usually when I get a client, if I know we have or an interest call and I know that we have similar connections, I will ask those similar connections what they think. Because I don't want to waste my time either. So it is kind of a long process to onboard a client, so you have to really be committed to it. So all the clients I take are by referral only. Either I know them personally or a friend has referred them. If a friend is referring them, your friend doesn't want to send you a difficult person. And this creates an organic vetting process as well, because your friend will be able to fill you in on the quirks. Either way, the client is vetted and you are prepared. Number two, so this is the only other time I'm going to say there's a bunch of resources in the show notes about a contract, okay? So I'm not going to say it again, hopefully, maybe. But I wanted to point this out because I know this can be the most overwhelming part. And some people may just say, well, it's not worth it. It is worth it. So be sure to do your due diligence with a contract. And you need a contract for your business because it spells out your fees, your office hours, expectations, etc. So a contract will help to establish boundaries. It will also be a reminder of what you've agreed to. So if a client is looking for something to be rushed, you can remind her of your rush fees. Point to the contract. The one that they signed and agreed to all the terms, that contract, yeah. So if the client asks for something that is beyond the initial scope of the contract, again, refer them back to the contract and then charge them more for the requested work. If it requires more, it may not require an additional charge. Your contract should also have a termination clause in it. Usually it just states that either party can end it at any time and the client is still responsible to pay you for the work. So usually I have in there that final product will be delivered, whatever that may look like, once I have received the final payment. It's just a little bit of leverage. Not that I've ever had to use it. I will say that it's there, but I've never had to use it. And number three, finish what you start. I am a huge proponent of natural endings. As a freelancer, natural endings are going to be your best friend. You still need to get other clients and have a good reputation. So as much as you want to burn the bridge and end a relationship in a flame of glory, don't do it. I remember it was a few years ago. It had to have been more than 10 years ago now. There was this girl who quit her job on YouTube and the video went viral and she had created this music video and it really made her current employer look bad. And I remember she was on Queen Latifah, does Queen Latifah even still have a talk show? I don't even know. And Queen Latifah offered her a job. And I remember thinking why would you want to hire her? She went out in like a blaze of glory over there. How do you know she's not going to do that to you too? So I say all that to say, as much as you might want to like dynamite that bridge, don't do it. Your integrity is your greatest asset as a virtual assistant. So end every business relationship with integrity. And if you need to fire a client from hell, finish any project you are working on, or reach a natural milestone that the client can easily pass on to someone else. So this is not to make it easier for the client. You are giving them no room for the client, you're giving no room for any client to disparage you in any way. So you're just kind of like, you're putting seals on everything. You're giving them absolutely no ammunition whatsoever, that you want to end it with the only thing that they can say about you is, she did a great job. So find the natural conclusions. The end of the year, tax season is over, the book is complete and ready to print. Whatever it may be for you, don't work against the natural endings. Use them.